reasonable facsimile thereof.
Yes. It's a bright, sunny, shiny morning, guys. Congratulations.
I'll stay in the basement. Thank you.
I'll go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Or what? I guess it's been a couple weeks, so I'm gonna erase that hunger.
It's been a week. So,
Yeah.
yep. I'll put everybody at hunger 1, but you will start the night rolling a hunger check.
Bam. Yes.
I pass.
I go hunger check.
Woo! Success. Thank
So it's a
God.
rouse check.
Not around. Yeah.
What happens if you roll a crit success?
Good question.
Ooh, yeah.
You eat yourself from the inside out. Congratulations.
Hey, we're doing a lot better this round. 'Cause I think we all failed our successes, our rouse checks last game.
Yeah. Multiple times, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're doing all right.
What?
I just
Just
roll a
one.
single dice.
1d6. Or a d10.
1d10.
If you're rolling d6s, you're going to have a hard time in this game, guys.
10.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's official. My computer does not like my new headset.
Uh-oh.
It's too shiny and bright.
Yeah.
I don't know. It keeps telling me it's malfunctioning.
That's not good.
Well,
But it's not.
to recap what happened last game, the Coterie met at the shack. They were tasked to find out what was going on with the police station by Maximilian Gerard, who went to the temple to go ahead and investigate things. You all met Adam there, who ended up opening a door, per se, for you to find more clues. And he found out that there's a strike planned against the temple that night, and is going to expose the anarch contingent of the city. Some people stayed behind, aka Brody and Jack, while others got into the fray, wearing masks and things to conceal their identities. A couple of you took some aggravated damage. We'll get to that in a second. Those of you who still have aggravated damage. And you ended up, Waylon accidentally killed one of the officers, which made him take a check on his humanity. He passed. He got it back. He felt remorse and felt very, very sorry about it.
I doubt that.
Anipe came out and stared at the one individual that you knew there that was quite a new figure to you, a member of the Society of Leopold. And you ended up, as she stared at his eyes and told him that if he's to hunt somebody, he should be hunting the Eduardo, the prince of the city. Max, of course, took it like a holy shit moment and went back and had some whiskeys with you guys, or some drunk individual whiskey with you guys. And, of course, you guys learned that Max also was planning on exiting the city relatively soon. We go to tonight. It's a week from last game. The date is February 2nd. It's a Saturday. It's not rainy and crappy like it was last session. It's actually fairly nice. However, Michelle, when she first wakes up and takes the first few steps out of her house,
She actually goes out of her house.
you know, she hasn't left for about a week. Let's just say that. It's been some pretty intense study. She leaves the house, and as you leave the house, we kind of cover this through a Discord separately, but you hear some You walk out into a just driving gale force wind. It's raining. The rain just pounding against your door, pounding against the ground, making everything just miserable. You can see the palm trees that are popular in Texas kind of bending underneath the weight of the wind. And lightning is striking all throughout the city. And then a guy walks by and goes, "Ma'am, are you okay?" And you come to. It's a beautiful night. Nice mid-70s right now, and it's just a beautiful night to be out. As far as you guys know, tensions in the city has been tight. Understandably so, because there's basically a razor wire that's been walked between the Anarchs and the Camarilla, and just omitting outright war. Interestingly enough, the Prince has passed a resolution against anybody who declares themselves an Anarch. They no longer maintain domain in his city, and that they're open market for hunting. This didn't go well, and there were a few kindred that have attempted to take out some of the Anarchs and found themselves getting a suntan.
Ugh.
The Primogen did not necessarily approve of it. Some of them publicly declined it. However, the Prince didn't need that authorization on this issue here. It's just an edict he passed. During this time, Adam has proven quite useful to the group. He's ended up giving you some contact between the Anarchs and your own group. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and start with the fact that the Prince has called for a meeting of all kindred to the city. Housekeeping, we've done the rouse checks, test for blood. Anybody who's had aggravated damage that still remains, you can take 3 more rouse checks to heal that if you would like.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Not good.
Oh my lord.
Oh no.
Adam,
So,
That is,
well,
that is
see
not
you
a
for
good
hunger.
start.
You are hunting very soon, I can see.
Michelle Valken, you did fail your rouse check to start the night, correct?
Yes, I did.
So you do hear the voice, a familiar gravelly male voice. Michelle, you know, you got to feed yourself better. I suspect that it'd be beneficial for you tonight to take someone's life, just take that final beat of their heart, and just bring yourself to full capacity.
I appreciate that, but I think I'll be good with just one.
Now, as far as Adam,
Yes.
you hear in the back of your head, Giuseppe. And he goes, "Man, you never let yourself have a little fun. Let's go find somebody in a dark alley, punch him out, and just drain him dry. Let me tell you, it'd be a great event. It'd be awesome."
Let's do it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You're right, Giuseppe. Should punch someone out today.
With that, are there any experience expenditures before we begin the night? Anybody purchasing any disciplines, any ability gains?
I think I only have one. No, I got two. Right?
You don't have a lot to spend right now.
Yeah, I only got 12 left.
Where's that marked at?
Where's what?
I'm gonna spend
Where's our experience marked at?
on your inventory. I'm gonna spend my 3
Okay.
on
What cool
1
abilities
point
you
of
gain?
academics.
Increase your academics.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
See?
What, we got 2 last session?
Yeah, 2 last session. If you mailed me a copy of what your character's perception was, you got a
Yeah.
bonus one, but I don't think I got any last week for that.
I got you. I sent it that same night.
Yeah, you did. So you got 3. Okay. So we'll start the
Alright.
night.
I'm gonna go ahead and do my 3 rouse checks real quick.
Okay. I'm looking forward to this.
It's not doing too hot right now.
I
Not
got
too bad.
2 of them as a success though.
Man, that dog we had last week was delicious. Why don't we go for a German Shepherd tonight? I heard they're pretty tasty. It tastes kind of like sauerkraut, I think. Do you remember sauerkraut? I remember sauerkraut.
Hmm.
Maybe some brats, a little beer.
No, I think I want something a little more wild.
Oh, fine.
Hard to find a wolf.
A little bit of wolf, maybe.
There is a zoo, but it's on the north side of town.
Well, I do know of a certain wolf, but I don't think she would like it.
Oh, and that would be, she might like it, but that would also be an interesting occasion for him, as it tends to bring on frenzy a lot easier.
Yeah, let's not tempt fate here.
No, if anybody was to do it to her, it'd probably have to be me.
Probably right. Speaking of you, you've been, I assume, throughout the week busy building the casino or helping with the casino renovations, getting them in place.
Yeah, looking over stuff, yeah.
I'll say you've even gone so far as being able to find a interior designer that can help spruce it up. That you had some contacts back in Vegas that set you up with a way to maybe help with this kind of instance. Yeah, as soon as Brody comes back down, we'll jump into that bit.
I think as long as they keep it, kind of keep it the way it was supposed to, go with a retro look,
Right.
and then but update it.
Yeah, like
Update,
Old Vegas.
update the technology, keep the retro look.
yeah, like old Vegas. Yeah. Like you find on the old strip, not the new one. What is he doing up
Well,
there?
we have the old, some of the old games and the
Turn
new
off that
games.
light. Turn it back on, please.
There we go. Okay. So we'll start the evening at the shack as usual. You guys kind of traditionally meet at the shack anyways for just starting out, usually getting the bearings sometimes. Not saying that everybody has to begin there, but
They usually don't.
you find yourself at this shack. Brody, of course, for good reason. And you've actually remembered specifically that the previous night, your manager was excitedly telling you he managed to book the DJ that you had the other night, the MC Hammer guy, the copycat.
Cool.
Except when you awake, and Jack, I assume you're still staying at the shack for now. You wake up to a sound check. Sounds nothing like 80s hip hop.
Investigate.
Does it sound like?
And Adam, would you find yourself at the shack first thing, or what would you do?
Yeah, I'd be at the shack.
Okay. Waylon, do you do your normal domain check before you come over, or what are you doing? Cannot hear him. Okay. And Michelle.
I am. I'm sending an email, a quick email back to Gene before heading out.
Very well. Yep. And once you go out, you see exactly what's going on there.
Yes.
As you come up from your safe space, you hear some grungy, heavy music going on. The manager of the shack, Ed Zimmerman, is sitting there just tapping his toes, and he looks over at you, and he understands that you might be a little bit upset, and he's just like, kind of like,
What's going
hunkers
on?
down a little bit. Boss, well, let's just say we got some access to a band that doesn't normally. It's his first tour over here, and they're pretty popular out in the West. And from what I can see, and he pulls up his phone, and he shows you the crowd going on outside. And you see the lines going around the corner. He goes, "It's going to be a big night." He says they're each paying $20 a person to get in.
Okay.
Says, and then you see an individual come up. He he has no he has dreads, thick dreads.
Fuck.
He has a series of indentured rings into his back.
Oh, nice.
Cross between Lenny Kravitz and Jason Momoa.
Mm-hmm. And he goes, "Hey, so you must be boss guy, huh?"
Yes.
He goes, "Nice to meet you." Pops his hand out.
I'll shake it.
"My name's Steele. Come from Atlantic City."
Really?
Oh God.
Wasn't Steele the name he used for that one musician?
That's why I said.
What's
oh,
your
God.
name again?
Steele.
No, I'm talking to him. Out of character.
He looks over at you and goes, "Oh, you look familiar. Phantom City, wasn't it?"
I don't think I ever saw Steele. Did I?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you did.
Everyone saw
Y'all
Steel.
did.
You actually intentionally blocked it out of your mind.
Well, because I was
Sorry.
gone when Steele did his big huge performance. I remember that.
I remember.
He came and saved you guys. There's one instance where you were in a container place, a shipyard or a dockyard.
Yeah.
He helped you guys there in the train yard, that sort of thing too.
There was one instance where I got into a fight with him.
He goes up and he starts playing. He starts, "Hey, I gotta be ready for this, and the sound check's going good, but I want to make sure that my old axe is playing just how it should." He goes up there and he just starts strumming this intro to Panama.
Okay. Not going to stop him. He's bringing in that kind of crowd. Don't care.
And you see in the background.
Bringing in the
ghost-
old fogies.
Yeah. You see in the background, the Ghost of Chaos is the name of his new band. All right. So Josiah, where do you find yourself at the start of the evening?
I'm gonna say I'm probably, after all of the events from the last time, I'm probably gonna be having the girlfriend over at my place.
You've had a couple date nights,
Yeah.
so you know things are going to happen at the city tonight. You know it's going to be a bad night for that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So then probably what I'll be doing, I'll probably already be there as well.
Okay.
Hanging out, kind of plotting what my next move is against the Twatwaffle.
Your friend?
Yeah, we'll go with that. My buddy.
Your buddy. You like to cuddle with him, right?
I mean, if by cuddling you mean shanking, yeah.
Yes. Okay. And Waylon? Are you there? Are you with us?
Think he dropped.
Are you muted?
Uh-oh.
His headset's shot. He has no more blinking lights.
Yep, it is not blinking. He is not shiny at all right now.
Can we read his mouth?
Oh, I can't see his mouth right now.
Blink once if you can hear us.
Oh, well, Charlie, your video's not working.
Yeah, I didn't turn. It's not on.
Oh, okay.
See, it's there.
There we go. He's got shiny lights at least. No volume though.
No volume. We still can't hear you.
Technical issues. Boop.
Still not there.
Type it on Discord.
Or the chat even.
There is a chat feature.
That's true.
Maybe check the microphone settings to see that they're set properly.
Say check the. Almost. Oh no, that was the pig. Damn it. No pigs.
So, Josiah, as you kind of approach the bar, the shack, while he gets his stuff put in order, you do see that a rather large purple hearse, a purple hearse with a skull on the front of it, a silver skull, is parked out front with the band name Ghost of Chaos on the back of it.
Okay.
And you hear the belting guitar of Panama playing in the background.
Oh god.
Of course, you're let right in because you're known amongst the group. We do see that there's
Yeah.
quite a line around the corner. Negative, Pat. No luck.
Check your Skype settings. Make sure your Skype audio video settings are pulling from the right place too.
Yes.
Or check to make sure your microphone doesn't have a mute feature that's activated.
No one would ever do that.
I've done that many times.
Nope.
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 Still nope.
Yeah, you can do your business.
What the hell are they barking at? Do they see a squirrel or something?
Neighbors.
Sorry about the delay here, guys. We're just going to have a few technical issues if you're watching this.
Can you hear me now?
Oh my goodness, we hear you.
I'm
You're
having to go
back.
through my webcam microphone and not my headset mic.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hear you now.
Hear you fine.
Yes.
Don't know what's going on.
Your headphones don't like your computer.
My computer just don't like my headphones because it works fine for Michael's Xbox.
Alright, so, Waylon, what were you doing for that evening? Were you,
Doing my normal routine check of the domain, hunting
Yep.
a couple of dogs down.
you, go ahead and give me a survival and a wits roll.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
so sweet. You have no problems tracking down a decent sized. Since you said you weren't going German Shepherd tonight, you weren't going dog. You found a decent sized few rats that served as appropriate meal for you.
Much rather have coyote.
Good luck. It's city limits. They do exist in the city, but you may or may not know that one of the local groups of werewolves appears as coyotes more often than not.
Mmm.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Let's start a war.
And on that note,
Oh, Jesus
you
Christ.
as well come across and see the hearse, the music playing, the doorman
What
immediately.
the hell is going on at the shack?
The doorman immediately pulls back a red velvet cordon to let you in.
I ask him what's going on.
Some big band from the West Coast is here. Don't know about him, but he played pretty good just a second ago. You should have heard it there. He's playing Panama.
Oh dear Lord. I go in and head on upstairs.
And Michelle, you finished your email. Are you heading as well, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I head over too.
Okay. The coterie
After-
meets.
After my initial thing coming out of the house, I head straight to the shack.
The coterie meets. You being aware of Valken's location and knowing a little bit about the area, you know that this is one of the biggest local bands currently in Atlanta City. Not only that, but you also know that it's primarily West Coast they plays in. Not that they pay that much attention to the music scene, but it popped across that because this is somebody, a frontman, known by Michael Valken back in the day. His Bane and his, yes.
Holy crap! Is that steel?
And you walk in and you see the hulking figure just setting his guitar down, and he walks up to the VIP lounge to where they've set up an impromptu green room for him.
As excited as I am to see somebody who might actually know my uncle, the events as I walked out of my house have me more disturbed, and I immediately head to where the rest of the coterie is.
your premonition also kicks in. Your sense the unseen pops on unbidden to you. And you see following Steel are 10 spirits wearing rocker paraphernalia and that sort of stuff. Just a veritable ghostly entourage behind them. Yes, and then you join your group.
Hey guys. A storm is coming.
Turn on the news.
And it's not the kind of storm,
It's funny.
not the kind of storm that you're just like, oh, it's a nice storm. Like, a veritable storm is coming.
A Game of Thrones winter is coming storm.
Yes, winter is coming. And
He
we're
pops
in
on.
the fucking south.
And
Yeah.
Michael Brody, Brody Chompy, pops on the weather. The weatherman's currently saying, "Clear skies for the next week."
What do you mean there's a storm coming? Weatherman says nothing.
I have been having premonitions, the same premonitions, for quite a while. And as I walked out of the house this morning, another one hit me really hard. And the city was being inundated. Now, I don't know where it's coming from or how it's going to happen, but I'm telling you, something big is about ready to lay out whatever it is.
Well, no offense and everything, but if you've been having these premonitions for a while, I hope you keep having these premonitions for a while.
Steel comes down and goes, "What, a storm?"
Oh, shit. Hi, Steel.
Wow, my first fan. This is fantastic. Would you like an autograph? I got a CD here for you. You're the first one, so I'll give it to you free tonight.
Yes. Can you write on it for me something? I want you to write a message on it.
He pulls out a pen and he stands at the ready. Okay, I guess I'll do it for you.
Okay. The message I want you to write on it is, we love you. We're your biggest fans. Michael Valk.
And he proceeds to do so. He goes, "That fucking firebug, what a weirdo."
So you do remember him.
How can I forget?
Well, I would like to talk to you a little bit later if you have the time.
Oh, sure. After the show, I'm all ears. As if I can still hear.
I feel like you'll be doing well.
He chuckles a little bit and he goes, "Oh, yeah. By the way, kind of a side note. Does anybody know of any potential breaches of the masquerade? Because, well, he looks amongst y'all. I may have an interested party."
Well, there was the one that the prince thought was a breach of the masquerade.
Yeah, I've heard about that one.
There's
But
the
nothing
information that I have.
came of that.
Oh, you have something?
Possibly. Who's
Great.
who's the interested party?
Oh, just some friends.
Alright.
Says, if you got it, it might be quite interesting for a little rollout that I've got planned later.
I'd definitely be interested in hearing more about this rollout.
I'm standing behind Steel as he's talking to the group, and I'm going, oh, hold on, I'm not on video, hold on.
No,
Going,
you're not.
Damn it. There you are. Shut up.
Goes, all right, well, I gotta check in here, but from what I understand, you guys have a place to be tonight. Just reading the paper. And this little fucker, he name of Skeever, kind of taught me how to read your papers. Real interesting thing you got going on here. He says, stick around for the show if you like, but you know, I've heard the prince wants you to visit for some reason.
Oh, I'll be back later. We have more to talk about.
And still proceeds to go up and go behind the curtains of the stage, so that when they pull back, it'll show him. There's no cover band, no opening band tonight for them. They're just starting cold. And as you look outside, you never realized the city had a West Coast connection like this. Like, these people are coming out of the underground. It's weird stuff.
I'm okay with this.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of weird.
Meanwhile, the MC shows up. Goes, what's going on? I thought I had a gig tonight.
Can you bring in this crowd?
Looks outside. He goes, oh shit. I can pull in that crowd, but you didn't know this is the first time this band's ever come to the East Coast.
Yeah,
Fuck, I might just stick around.
you're welcome to.
He looks over at Eddie Zimmerman. He goes, I still need half because you know, you're canceling on me. And Eddie's like, fine, whatever. What are you guys doing?
I'm out finding someone to punch in the face.
I'm going to top off here at the club.
Okay. So Adam, you kind of look around a bit and find a. It's not hard. It's 6 o'clock on a Friday night. People aren't quite super drunk, but they are getting there. And you find a guy who is just trying to strong arm his girl, or you think it might be his girl, but definitely not sure. As she's trying to resist.
I'm gonna confront him.
Hey man, what the fuck? This ain't your deal.
Why
This
don't
girl's
you
with
leave
me.
the girl? Why don't you leave the girl alone? We can go settle this in the back alley if you want.
You trying to step up to me?
Yes, I am.
Fuck. Bitch, you stay here. And he says, I'm going to handle some light work. He dusts his... He looks like he's more than able to handle himself. He dusts his shoulders off and, you know, just acts like it's not going to be a big deal.
I'm gonna lead him back into the alley.
You find an alley that has quite a bit of cover, per se. Nobody's in it. People kind of avoid it. The light's been burned out. It's kind of a place where rapey things happen.
I like it.
Adam's gonna rape him.
Perfect. I'm gonna knock him out.
I've learned not to say those types of things because I know where it can go when it gets bad.
Especially when B's involved.
You know, there is that point. Yeah, so give me a... You guys are going to be squaring off. Give me a...
Brawl.
Yeah, brawl. A dex.
Strength.
Sorry, it's going to be dex and... sorry, strength and brawl.
Strength and
Strength and brawl or dex and brawl?
Strength and brawl.
Strength and brawl.
Oh, he doesn't get that.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't think there's a problem.
Yeah. He dead. He dead.
Let's
Yeah, that's
see.
a bestial. That's a bestial crit right there.
Ooh.
You full on hunger frenzy.
Oh no.
You rip his damn.
You go up and he puts up a significant resistance. I'll tell you that you only won by a margin of 3 for him being a mortal one against you. However, the beast takes over. And you clobber him. You give a couple black eyes. You make sure that you hear a couple ribs break as you smash your fists into him. And then you bare your fangs and you drink deeply of him. As soon as the first blood hits the pavement, it just hits your nostrils as honey does from just as opening the jar. And you drink deeply and you hear your beast going inside. Yes! Finally! This is what we wanted! And as a last point of life in his soul, exits his body, and he's in ecstasy at this point. He falls limply in your arms. Dead. You're going to take 2 stains of humanity damage.
Oh no.
Ooh, not nice.
On the bright side, you're completely not hungry.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
You've
is
completely
true.
drained him, so you have no hunger for the night until you fail a rouse check.
Yeah.
That seems to be fairly often.
Tonight,
So I have 3 stains.
2 stains.
No, I had one from
Oh yes, you have 3 stains.
Uh-oh.
Humanity is going
He should have.
down
He
real quick.
should have checked at the end of last.
He did.
session.
Oh, I just probably didn't mark it off. So I'll have, you want me to mark one off?
Go ahead and mark one off. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
So you have 2 now.
Yeah. Well, I feel better. I'm gonna meander my way back to the shack again.
Good.
I'm gonna hide the body. Put them in the dumpster.
You're hiding in a dumpster?
Yeah.
Are you going to do anything to mask the fact that he is drained and there's no blood? Other than a couple of smatters on the pavement.
Is there a cat around?
Is there a what?
Is there a cat around?
What's an investigation for this?
Investigation.
You could hand me my back.
What?
My, gray one.
Just investigation or
Wits.
investigation? Okay.
Yeah, wits and. Okay. You do see a black cat around.
I'm gonna snatch him up. Just kind of rip a leg off or something. Sprinkle the body with cat blood.
Give me a Dex and Brawl. I'm going to roll the cat's athletics ability here.
Dex and brawl.
Yes. Much to your chagrin, the cat nimbly jumps out of the way sensing your vampiric nature, and goes climbing up a fire escape,
Okay, well,
hissing at you all the way.
Good kitty.
that didn't work.
You do
Well-
see. You do see that the trash can they threw him in has quite a few boxes and a discarded matchbook from a couple stores down.
I'll just light that whole thing on fire.
Okay, I will need you to take a rot check,
What?
composure and resolve.
Composure and resolve.
See, it's feeding that gets everybody in trouble. If you guys didn't have to eat, you'd never get in trouble. Okay. You managed to actually very well maintain your resolve, your fear as the flames well up, and you notice the one thing that can injure you. So, but you catch it on fire. I assume you quickly leave the scene.
Yes.
And the building next to it's brick, so it's not going to catch fire, but you do see that the flames are licking out of the trash bin, much like the politics that have been happening so far. You arrive, satiated, to the club.
What is she barking at?
I want to try to find Waylon and see what's going on, see what the plan is for tonight.
Okay, Waylon. Adam approaches you. Your brother in arms after last session.
Hey, how you doing, Adam?
Oh, pretty good. Had to go do some things. I'm better now.
You look all rosy.
Yeah. I'm full. So, just wanted to check in, see if you guys needed anything.
You do know that you're supposed to be at this event right now because you're falling under the mask of the masquerade tonight.
I'll relay the information about the meeting the prince is calling for.
Okay. So before the meeting, does anybody have anything they wish to do?
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah, I don't have anything right now.
I'll call Victoria before I leave and find out what she knows about this meeting.
While Victoria's not necessarily answering her phone, she texts back, what do you need?
I'll text her back and ask her what she knows about this meeting the prince wants.
And she responds, it's a shit show, I think. Word is that they've captured Bruno.
So basically it's going to be a massacre. I text her back.
She says, we don't know yet, is what she responds. Be there, be ready.
Okay, in that case, I'm going back to my armory before we go.
Okay?
So what's going on?
He texted Victoria to find out what was going on with the event, and she informed him that Brody's been captured and that
Brody.
yes,
Me?
Bruno.
not Bruno. I'm sorry, Bruno. Yes, Bruno has been captured, and that to be ready. No specifics beyond that, really. So you go to your gun locker, your armory. What are you pulling out?
One of my katanas and
Okay.
one of my 44 1911s.
Okay.
And as many mags as I can carry.
Very well. So, you come back to the club, armed to the teeth, ready to go, per se. Michelle, are you ready to go to the? Are we ready to cut scene? And is Michelle audible right now?
No. Michelle is not.
He's muted as well.
Yep.
Michelle?
What'd you mute him?
Well, I did.
I did.
He's a self-mute at this point.
Yep.
Oh no.
We can't hear you, Michelle.
Michelle.
All right, so he's doing some things he just posted just a second ago.
Okay.
We're gonna follow the group to the gathering. So, hopefully, he shall be back quickly. All right. The meeting's held at Warehouse 15 in the shipyards. You see several armed guards around the facility. In this part of the town, it's not unfamiliar to see armed guards, as they do have quite a expensive stock in the area. It's one of the main places for shipyards to unload their things and place in the warehouses, that sort of stuff. Yes, let's go to the meeting then.
Hooray!
Be right back in a second.
Okay.
Go put my phone on charge.
Where are we going?
You've arrived at the shipyards, warehouse 15. As you enter, they do give a brief look over everybody. They really aren't worried about weaponry because, as you can tell, the group in the party here, or sorry, the group in the warehouse, normal weapons are probably the least worried. So if you walk through with a pistol, if you walk through with some knives, whatnot, they don't give a shit.
I'm back.
Welcome back. But if you come out with a flamethrower, for example, somebody may have an issue.
I think everyone here is going to have an issue with that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of pissed I didn't get that gun from last.
Might make a katana.
From last
or
time.
conceal.
Yeah, no shit. That would
Yep,
have
they
been
aren't
nice.
trying.
I tried too.
If you have a katana, you aren't even trying to conceal it.
I don't know. Highlander did it.
With a katana? You damn
Yeah.
right.
Not a big, huge trench coat. I didn't say it was impossible. I just said it's difficult.
He made it look easy.
I have the feeling that nowadays a trench coat might warn them of other things, not a katana.
Like, no underwear?
Yeah. Complete lack of sock.
What? I'm wearing a trench coat right now.
Go ahead and get rid of the image of Steel on the screen right now because he's no longer there. Okay. You see a congregation of just kindred from all walks of life there. Every Toreador, Bruja, Gangrel, anybody who's not full on taking the step of declaring themselves for the Anarchs. There's not a Anarch presence here, oddly enough. Although you do see Giuseppe has made his way here, being a primogen of the city. So
I'm assuming Maximilian's here too.
Maximilian is for sure here. So we may have Michelle back.
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
You
welcome back.
share? You share?
So
Are you coming to the shindig, Michelle?
Yep.
you as you kind of look around, you can see your primogens all around. You can see anybody who represents the importance of the city. You even see that lovely bastard Felipe, who gives a glare at a certain Josiah, and they're not to name names.
I give him the most asshole like wink and a wave that I could muster.
The biggest shit-eating grin you can give him.
Yeah, just like go fuck yourself.
And you find yourself approached by a large, or a tall, dark-skinned man, woman, can't quite tell, wearing copious amounts of makeup in bright colors and various things. Ooh, honey, who'd you piss off?
Oh, is that for me?
Yes.
Just everybody humanly possible.
Seems to be going around. So, Starbright extends their hands.
Yes. And out of character, how did I find out said information about Starbright?
We're talking about the information sent out of game.
Yes.
Just through the grapevine, honestly. Just you've not been dead through the week, so you kind of like found out through the proverbial grapevine that Starbright was there.
Okay. I'm like, so, heard you were part of the, got to enjoy the festivities last week.
Oh my goodness, that was such a blast. Let me tell you. Seeing
Right?
Lipe do that, she is such a strong woman.
Yeah, real strong.
And Starbright proceeds to say, now that Felipe, he's not happy with me either at this point. And you see Felipe glaring doubly angry now. These two are talking to each other. So my question is,
the Princess Diana wave.
With the biggest shit-eating grin you can find.
Yep.
Starbright chuckles a little bit. So what'd you do to piss him off?
You were born.
Yeah, pretty much. He doesn't, he doesn't tend to like it when his creations, tell him to, fuck right the hell off.
Indeed.
So,
So,
you know. Fuck
You must
that
be
guy.
his chowder then.
Yeah, we'll go with that for the moment.
Starbright gives you a smile and says, "Well, honey, I just want to let you know that we were at the temple last time with all the top agencies in town, ensuring that he doesn't have a model for his show."
No wonder he posted in the paper
Oh yeah,
last week about that.
we got this on lock.
Yeah. Well, it seems like he might have recruited a new person as well. So I
Oh,
need
how
to.
scandalous!
Yeah, I need to pull some more information on that. It does not necessarily sound like that person was agreeable to the situation at hand.
Indeed. And would anybody else like to approach anybody in the group tonight before we cut to the next motion?
I'll just do my normal.
I'm gonna approach Giuseppe. See what his plans are.
Hey, bud, what's up?
Oh, nothing much, man. Seeing what's gonna go down here. Seeing if I need to be in a certain spot.
Those fuckers got Bruno.
Well, you just say the word and I'm in.
I know it, man. Thank you. There's a reason I kept you around. Claps you on the back of the neck and just like, man, you're a real good guy for me to have around, you know?
Is this place no smoking?
You can smoke here if you would like.
Okay.
Out of game. Who is Bruno?
Game one.
Game
The one who the blood hunt was called on, and Giuseppe, yes.
Okay.
Pulled him out. And...
Do.
He was playing poker too, wasn't he?
He
Mm-hmm.
was.
He was pissed that he had to play poker.
Yeah, he was upset about having to play poker. It's not his game at all. He was losing terribly. He took all his money in one round.
Yeah, he lost terribly.
So then, if nobody else has anything going on,
Okay, which one of you?
I'm going up to Victoria.
you want to fart?
I think so. It's either a fart or a shit. One of the two.
Well, they've both been sitting here for how long?
Let's go outside. I don't see any clouds.
All right. It looks fairly safe around here. So, Michelle, Mystique approaches you.
Sorry, I was on mute.
Okay,
I do want to talk to,
Max.
yeah, find out what's going on.
Yeah. So Mystique approaches you. Hey, Mikey.
Mystique,
So how are
nice to
things
see you
going?
here tonight. What is that sound?
I do not know.
It would
Sounds
be
like
the
some-
sound of popcorn being popped because I have others in the house.
Oh, okay. This is really loud.
Well, I'm sitting right next to the microwave.
I pull her kind of off to the side. My dream has gotten worse, and it's now my waking dream.
She goes, that's not promising.
I know, but I don't know where it's coming from. I just know it is coming.
Did it seem like omnipresent, like it was here today, or did it seem like it was, something to happen in the future?
I think it's here, or if it's not here yet, it's going to be here very quickly.
Interesting. Well, I want to tell you that we have a potential new recruit. He doesn't follow Karna, however, for whatever reason, but he is. He certainly is a person of interest, and it doesn't fit well with the rank and file of the Tremere clan. And
Okay.
Nathaniel Fentis, he's a scientist.
Okay.
So, if you see him around, I'm not giving him immediate access to our chantry, but I am definitely interested in checking him out. Maybe if you could do some background work in the future, just find out more about him. We can.
Yeah, I think I can look. I can look into him.
Excellent.
I can dig up about him.
Certainly, thank you. And she proceeds with some small talk about things going on.
Yeah. And I chit chat with her. I continue to chit chat with her a little bit.
Absolutely. So Brody,
Yes.
friend Maximilian, and Jack, what are you doing at this time as well?
We're just kind of mingling. I lit up a cigar.
Giuseppe comes by and slaps you on the back, goes, "Hey, the fucking gambler!" And he proceeds to chat with you a little bit, saying that he wants to have a card game at some point or another. So, Maximilian, while President has an entourage around him, of course, for you, he makes an exception. He looks aside, he goes, "So, Brody, how are you doing?"
Doing alright, just curious as to this meeting.
Oh, it's going to have a lot of implications, I fear. And he says that, and you can actually hear in the back of his voice that there's a lot going on. He says, all those implications. I'll put you on the spot. But I can't say it now. And he says, with that, I apologize and accept your thanks in advance. And he turns and walks away.
Okay.
At this point, you all have had a chance to kind of chat around. Patrick, Waylon, I assume you probably seek out Victoria and have a chat with her, or the retinue. Is that correct, or what do you do?
Yes, I do.
You see a shipping crate has been turned into a podium for things, and you see that Eduardo comes out and he makes an announcement. He says, "Ladies and gentlemen of San Padre, I've come to tell you that it's been a rough couple weeks. Things have happened in the city that we cannot accept as far as being Camarilla. We cannot accept interlopers on our terrain anymore. These anarchs," and he points towards the general direction of the temple, "these anarchs are killing our kindred, and we must defend." And you hear a few Toreador and Toreador and Ventru cheering. And you hear some Bruja in the background shouting. That's some Bruja and Gangrel shouting. They were attacking. They're attacking the anarchs and that sort of thing, and just like they're in their rights and they're going to defend themselves. And he goes, "Today I bring before you this one," and he reaches back and he pulls forward a very dazed Bruno. Looks like he's under some sort of entrancement at this point. He says, "As with the traditions, I can declare a blood hunt, and a blood hunt has been declared. This is the prize." And he proceeds to pull out a stake and get ready to, or not a stake, but pull out a rather sharp-looking blade. And it looks like it's a conquistador blade from back in the day. He rises it back as if you're getting ready to strike. And then you hear the doors of this warehouse just slam open. And it's not like a minor slam open. These are on wheels and they push to the side. The doors are pushed open, groaning against any sort of mechanisms that were holding them shut. And you see a woman walk in. And one moment, we'll get an image here. Come on.
That's how you make an entrance.
That's right. There we go, that's what I need. See a woman walk in with a retinue behind her. Hey man, this woman is about 5'10". She has a shock of white hair amongst her brunette and dark curls. Brunette and dark straight hair. She has.
Do I recognize her from my uncle's journal?
You recognize a certain description. Yes.
I have a deep foreboding.
You see, behind her are three individuals which you would not recognize, Michelle, by any sort of description.
No, but if she's the person that I recognize from the descriptions, I'm grabbing the guy. Like I'm kind of slowly working my way through the crowd and grabbing my coterie and pulling them to the side.
So at this point, you have Michelle like coming through, trying to grab you guys and get you all cordoned off. We'll get to that. You see another individual who comes from one end of the door that was sheared open and just walks up, and he's got a Tri-Hawk, a great big pink Tri-Hawk. Another individual on the other side that walks over and has nearly black skin, like actually ebony skin, like beyond normal skin color black. And you see an individual wearing a long trench coat with several sigils on them, and somebody knows this person for sure. Walk in, following closely behind the aforementioned person.
Do we recognize the sigils?
Tremere would. They're warding spells and that sort of thing. And nobody is touching this character for a certain purpose.
Wait. Do I recognize the person?
I'll give you a hint here in a minute. As Michelle comes around and tries to gather you guys, what are you guys doing?
I'll follow her.
Yeah, I'll follow her.
Yeah, same here.
You managed to get in your own little coterie there. And I'll give everybody a wits plus awareness check.
I failed.
succeeded.
Look at those those all black dice. That's just weird to see.
I know, right?
I got 3.
Michelle, you didn't need to make this roll, by the way.
Okay.
5.
Sorry.
Okay. Those with 3 see that these 2 people could be like, they could be close cousins of some sort. They look extremely familiar. You know from your 5 that there's even closer of an appearance. You can actually see the way they carry themselves is very similar and very, like, you know that they probably are of the same family line, Michelle Valken and this individual.
What, the woman or one of the other 2?
The one who is wearing the trench coat.
Okay.
Michelle, you know this person to be Michael Valken.
Which confirms my thought on who the lady is in front too.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yes.
Guys, remember that storm I was telling you about?
Yo,
It's here.
Shit.
Oh shit.
son of a bitch.
But it's a nice day out.
No. Trust me. The clouds are here. A tornado just tore open the front of the warehouse, okay? This is how bad this is.
So you're saying winter has entered the building?
Oh, winter is up your asshole right now.
Eduardo.
How much time do I have? Can I impart any kind of information to the group?
You do have a few seconds here. Eduardo, you can see up on his platform, is visibly trembling with rage. Like, you know the beast is just inches away from his, like, normally smooth veneer.
I am. I don't have enough time. Just get against the wall and stay out of the way.
Alright, roger that.
Seems like solid advice.
In fact,
Yeah, well,
like,
okay.
Where's the wall?
is there like a side
wall.
door that we can easily get out of if we needed to?
The great opening for the warehouse, it's been completely opened. So there's definitely a easy escape route if anybody needed to get out.
Okay, we're near the opening. Let's put it that way. That's
Your premonition kicks off again.
We'd have to get by them, right?
Not necessarily. They're walking amongst the crowd, and a wide berth is being given to them.
I am texting Victoria at the moment saying, get the hell out.
And Victoria is not paying attention. She has her hands on a sidearm. She's getting ready to defend, necessarily. Michelle, your premonition kicks in one more time. And the rain kicks in just as this goes, and you see the entourage completely shielded, almost as if by an umbrella. And you smell something odd, something you haven't smelled since your childhood days. The smell of a wet dog, maybe? Except there's more than one.
Oh, no.
I'm also going to text Maximilian. Get out. Let's go.
Maximilian looks completely calm, by the way. What were you saying?
I am going to herd my crew in behind the group as they walk through the, like, at this point I feel like staying close to them might be good, though it's the kind of good that is normal when you get too close to like, you can get too close
Right.
and then you
To
get
a rabbit
burned.
dog?
but I feel like being very far away is probably not good either. So
Yeah.
I'm daisy chaining you guys, and I'm just dragging. You guys are just being dragged along with me at this point. I'm
Going
like,
off of Maximilian's reaction, I'm kind of thinking I need to be near him.
Eduardo, visibly shaking with anger. What is the meaning of this? He says as he glares down amongst the new entourage. And the woman before you says, before you conduct this business, I call before you Ventru, George Walters, Nosferatu, Skylar Malkavian, Phoebe Banks, Tremere, James Plant, and lastly, the Toreador, Han. And Eduardo looks enraged.
Han wouldn't happen to be the one that turned me in the other adventure, would it?
No.
Okay.
Eduardo looks extremely flustered and angry and shaking. Says, "Who are you to demand these people to move at your command?" And she stands up, looking even more supernaturally captivating. And you can tell that she's using awe at this point. That almost every eye is drawn to her. I am Camille LeBlanc. I apologize for the condition here, but I've been asked to pass judgment. And Eduardo goes visibly pale at this point. Very well, Archon. Kindred of my domain, if you heard your name, present yourselves. And
Oh my God,
Eduardo is
speaking
still
of an
visibly
Archon.
fuming.
holy crap.
Archon.
I know what that is, right? Like,
Yes.
with my occult background, I absolutely know what that is.
Yes, you know that she is a arm of the Justicars. When things go very badly for the Camarilla, she reaches out. Or sorry,
Yeah.
she's one of the people that are put into a city to straighten things out. Usually with a high body count.
Typically, yes.
I turn to Josiah. This might be the time for Felipe to take his head.
You know, I definitely would not mind seeing that happen. But let's, before we accidentally...
I turn to these guys and go, shh, quiet. You do
Shut
not
up.
want to die.
You don't want to drop shit.
Shut up.
Yeah, let's avoid the bus.
And you
For
hear
the
over
moment.
your chatter as you're, talking about the opportunity of Felipe. She says, "If the Gangrels to die, you must destroy these as well." And the prince gets quite angry at this time, being told what to do in his kingdom, and proceeds to walk forward. Walk forward, leap down off the fucking stand he's on the podium, and Bruno comes too, looking around. He's been bound. He can't move, but he shouts out at this point, "I saw it, and this is why the prince wants me killed. Because I saw him plotting against Giuseppe, planning his final death without the Giuseppe knowing it. The prince is in league with the Society of Leopold."
The ring a bell.
It rings a bell.
Yeah, that's that motherfucker I shot last week.
And at this point, Camille walks up to the prince and just glowers at him. "Is this true?" And he says, "This is not true. This is bullshit." And he actually starts to reach for something, and then you see swiftly the individual with the trench coat walks in front and snaps his fingers and holds a palm full of fire. At which Eduardo visibly backs away from.
And now you all see me with a visible awe on my face.
And at the same
Is it
time,
time to start
you also kind of
viewing yet?
notice that the three individuals that aren't kindred in the group started to growl, and you saw them. There's something underneath their coats start to shift. And then when Michael Valkin did what he did, they stopped. They stopped shifting. And you see that the group around the berth around the new retinue gets a little bit wider.
Except for me.
Since the
And
beast.
you guys, if you're still with me. If you guys are still with me, you're closer than everybody else at this point.
I need to step away for a half second. I'll be right back.
You're fine. At this point, the guy with the Trihawk claps him on the back, says, "Magister, you scare even me sometimes." And the Magister flashes a quick smile and stares down the prince.
Resolve and animalism.
You hear the Ventrue starting to squabble amongst themselves, knowing that there's potential power vacuum. And Camille goes, to the accusation, I'll give it some thought. I want to be in the town for a week or so to determine the fate of this city.
Yay.
Yeah, what else got here?
And she proceeds to say, if I do deem that this one has been seeking the assistance of the Society of Leopold, we are for sure going to deal with that. And Eduardo is, at this point, looking like a trapped rat in a cage. Because the only visible exit for you guys, for any other kindred in the city, is through those double doors that have been slammed open. Those big, giant warehouse doors, and a couple side entrances to the front of it. At this point, you see Maximilian take his place up at top of the podium. He says, Archon, if you do not mind. And he brings up Anipe. At this point, the prince is just furious. He's got enemies to the front, enemies to the back. He's trapped in between. And he goes, she's a fucking anarch. What the hell is she doing here? And Maximilian says, I'm leaving. It's been a work in progress, but my calling is not here. I came many years ago to bring Eduardo to the city and put him in a position of strength. And now I am, I feel that he has some work to do to improve his standing here. But I can't stay here any longer. I have to go back to Europe. I would say Anipe is going to fill my position. However, I cannot have her fill my position as she is not of the clan. So, Brody Chompy, I call on you to fill the position of Primogen of the Ventrue, so long as Anipe has your ear.
go up there. It will be done.
He nods. And he goes, you seem to have a coterie that's catered more to the way of the Carthenians, just as our great Archon here believes in the way of Carthage. You take her advice and you permit her to sit next to you at the Primogens Council. And to this, several of the kindred and the entourage are saying, fuck this, we're letting an anarch sit at our table. And Giuseppe's going, yeah, no one for the table, guys. And and with that, he simply gets down in the most understated way possible. Just gets down and just proceeds to walk out of the room.
Okay. Not a man of many words, but
You can tell there are some very pissed off Ventru at you. And you also know that this is not going to be an easy path now.
okay.
Okay. Eduardo decided the better of it and denies, and says, this meeting is done. Get the fuck out of here. And Camille glares at him, except for you, Archon, you can stay where you want. And he goes, but I'm getting out of here. And she gives him a very wary, we're going to be talking soon. Don't make yourself scarce.
I will approach Camille.
Okay.
I'm like, as soon as the tension like snaps, I'm immediately Uncle, and I'm running.
And Michael Valken, puts out a hand as if to halt you. It says, this is not the place. Our familial connection may be a bane to you soon. If it's displayed openly.
I stop, kind of, kind of hang-dogged, but I understand. God damn it.
Very politely and graciously, I will offer Camille the services of the coterie and anything she needs.
Okay. And she goes, well, first, is there a place where we can go where outside ears won't hear us?
Yes. I will offer my club.
The shack?
Yep.
She goes, very well. And she'll call to one of her assistants who, actually, she just looks over and she goes, Magister. And Michael Valken goes, yes, mistress. And she goes, find out how to get to the shack. We're going there now.
The private quarters area.
You could very well go upstairs. It's fine tonight, especially.
Okay. That works too.
Probably loud though tonight.
It's well soundproofed, so you'll get the music coming from down below, but not to the So, you make your way to the shack. As you're leaving, or sorry, as you're coming in to the shack, a gunshot rings out. And I assume the coterie is going with the, all going to the shack.
I'm gonna
Yes.
sub though, but
Yes.
I'm going anywhere Michael's going.
Okay.
I don't,
Are you
I don't
tagging
care where
along,
it's
Brian?
at. I'm going to where he's going.
thinking about it.
I might as well.
Okay.
From which direction do we hear the sound?
So a
Gunshot.
gunshot cracks out, and you get hit in the shoulder. Take 2 subdual damage.
Do we see where it comes from?
You do. You hear, or you see where the gunshot come out, and you see and you hear a voice say, "This is for the Prince of Phantom City."
No shit.
I'm gonna draw.
How close is the person to
He's on a
us?
rooftop. It's quite busy tonight too. You see people go scattering away from the club, although the people in the club cannot hear the gunshot for some reason.
I can't imagine why.
I'm gonna do a soaring leap.
Okay. Are you going to try to do this outside the view of people? Or are you going to do this in the... There are plenty of people around to see this. It's a busy Saturday night.
I will do it.
Right now.
From the rooftop, is there a side alley way to get up to the top?
You know the area well. It's just around the corner of the club. There is a fire escape that you can get to rather quickly.
I'm going that way
Yeah,
at full speed.
I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna try to get out of view of as many people as possible
Mm-hmm.
and do a soaring leap to the rooftop.
Okay. So you're rushing to get to a point where you're not going to be seen.
Exactly.
Waylon's going to climb up. Brody, Michelle, Josiah, and Jack. What are you all doing?
I am running inside the club, and I'm assuming that there's a way to get onto the roof of this building from the inside the club.
There is. There's an access way.
And so that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Full speed, I'm running up there, and I'm pulling out my pistol on my way up.
Okay.
I am doing what a good researcher does. And get the fuck out of the way.
Yes. Jack.
I'm going after the bastard.
Okay. Excellent.
I'm making sure that Camille and her entourage are well within safety standards, and
They have not arrived yet. If they had, this would be done quicker.
yes, I'm well aware of this, but I'm making sure that they have easy access in and they won't be stopped and don't have to stand in line or anything like that.
So, we'll take this in order here.
And going, forget to anyone that sees.
So Jack, he is up on top of a building. How are you going to get? Where are you going to do? Are you going to climb the fire escape? Are you going to? Because I believe you had a gun, but you had a Derringer, didn't
I have
you?
a Derringer.
Yeah, that's not going to do very much.
Yeah, I guess fire escape probably the most, the
Okay.
easiest way, fastest.
As As you two run towards the fire escape, this figure drops down right in front of you as you're running towards the fire escape. And he has a blade unsheathed, of which he's getting ready to swipe at you with. You can definitely do either a dodge or you can do an attack roll. If you do the dodge, then you're going to roll against him. For successes, you're going to roll Dex and Athletics. Or if you want to attack him, the person who gets the most successes is going to cause damage.
Yeah, I'm just gonna charge right at him.
Okay. Are you going to, what are you attacking him with? Just grappling him or
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Well,
punching him or?
Which two? Me and
You guys actually are caught by surprise as he jumps off the roof. So you jump up on the roof and see that he's jumped down. And Waylon, you're busy climbing up the fire escape.
do I see him jump down though?
No, not from your position on the fire escape. Adam is significantly faster, being that he is actually
Yeah.
leaping up on top of the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ellie set a trap for Tiffy.
I don't know that one. No. Good.
yeah, basically, I'm just like tackle him.
Okay. Going for attack. Let's go ahead and roll our attacks.
So we're rolling on what?
You're going to roll
Right.
strength and brawl.
Two, three, 4 successes
Okay, and if you
out of 4.
and so you go to grapple. He goes to swing the blade at you, and while you neither get grappled, your efforts push him off to the point that he can't get a good swing on you this round. Brody's making sure security detail is good. Your security guards are not in for armed combat. They're just making sure the safety of the people around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
Now, if you were in danger, it may be a different story. So then we go back up to it. So Josiah, you've reached the rooftop. Waylon, you have reached the rooftop and realized that he's not there. And Adam, you've gone to the. You've managed to jump up on the rooftop and are getting to the point where you get an overlook down. And what's everybody doing?
I'm going to I'm gonna pull my gun and take a shot.
Okay.
Same.
Okay.
I just pull my handgun.
There is a good chance that you will hit your friend. And one thing you smell, Brian, is a very acrid smell coming off the blade itself.
So they're pretty already tangled up.
Yeah, he just tried to grapple with them, so they're rotating around each other.
Okay, well then I will, instead of pulling my handgun, I will pull my K-bar and jump down.
Okay.
If
Is
I
anybody using
try-
disciplines at this point?
Huh?
Are you going to use your potence?
Yes.
Okay. So, he's going to proceed to attack. And, Jack, I would assume you're doing the same thing? Or are you going to, now that the cavalry's got here, relieve?
I'm not gonna leave. He's gonna move before me.
It's basically all the same time. So, You catch out of the.
Well, because I was thinking I could do a quick draw with the Derringer because it's in my sleeve,
Okay.
and he might not, but I don't know exactly the Derringer's going to do much.
It does a +1 to damage. Actually, I'll give it a +2. It's still a light rifle. It just has a single shot to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, so you're pulling the ace out of your sleeve.
Yep.
Okay.
So that'd be firearms with what?
Dex, probably.
Oh yeah, Dex and firearms. No, I'm sorry, it's composure and firearms. I apologize.
Is it composure?
It is composure for firearms.
And what's the plus on a specialty?
You get an additional dice.
+1. And don't we get one for being in our area?
In our domain.
Not for combat rules.
Okay.
And he will strike as well. Thank goodness he has some successes.
5.
Okay. You manage to get the shot off, and you see that it pegs him square in the chest as he swings at you with his sword and doesn't connect. Barely.
Do I have an opening now where if I was to shoot, I'm not going to be in danger of hitting anybody else?
You can definitely take a shot, but it's still, you're going to take a -2 to your firearms roll to shoot at him.
But I might be far enough away because I just shot.
Yeah,
he's
that's what I was
closing the
thinking.
gap.
Okay.
Because to a kindred, firearms are nothing. It's just like, okay,
So then technically I'm at an overall -1, correct?
you're at a -2 still.
Can I do an aerial
Well, yeah,
drop
but I
with
get a
feral
+1
weapons?
from being on
Yeah,
home
your
base.
specialty.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll still get the specialty bonus. Waylon, what were you doing?
Can I do an aerial drop right onto him with feral weapons?
Oh, well, shit, fuck that guy.
Oh,
Like-
never mind.
Fuck that guy right in his motherfucking eye. Like, motherfucker, I shot him in the fucking eye.
So it sounded like Adam was going to jump down on him,
Yes.
and Waylon is going to do the same, popping his feral weapons as he falls down. So you all three will get a chance. What'd you roll for the?
He rolled 6
Wow.
successes.
Fantastic. He
And-
takes
and
quite a
that-
bit of
that
damage
is with,
as that happens.
Overall -1.
Yahtzee.
You two give me the attacks as well. 'Cause this is also dual damage right now. This is
So it'd still be would it be just melee and dex?
Are you? Yeah, you're using K-bar. Yes, Dex and melee. Yes.
And mine strength and brawl. Forgot what feral weapons would add to it.
Yeah, it's the damage. +2 to the damage.
Okay.
Okay. And actually, sadly enough, because his combat was enough to overcome, he is very injured, just from the blast, from the gunshots, from the Derringer. He throws down a smoke ball, and as it goes up, almost instantly, he disappears.
Ninja Goku.
Go ahead and roll something really quickly. Make sure that he doesn't fail this. Good luck, and I say good luck, especially if you're using Auspex as well. he disappears.
That's awesome.
At this time, Camille and a retinue come out and see that you've now got a new hole in your shoulder. And she walks up with kind of a concerned demeanor, but not like she's truly worried too much. She goes, "What happened?"
I'm assuming that Prince was a prince, right?
No, she is an Archon. She is.
Well, no, I'm talking about the idiot. that
Oh,
just-
Edward. Oh, yeah. Phantom City?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prince, with more tails than Scheherazade, has put out a hit on me. I'm assuming. Look what he did to my jacket.
She looks to a rather large man. He's a little grizzled looking. She goes, "Hank, we'll be safe here tonight. Would you like to take the boys out for a run?" And Hank looks at her and goes a big toothy grin. And the teeth almost go back farther than they should at this point.
Ooh.
And he's like,
Sounds fun.
"I got the smell." She goes, "Have fun, boys." And you see the three of these three bodyguards go running off. And while they're running, they're taking their shirts off. They're doing everything else. Looks like a frat party where they're trying to strip to get in the water. And then there's large furry bodies running along the road.
Puppies.
I wonder if I know Valerie. Or Vanessa. Whatever that we named her. It was a V name.
Violet, probably, I think.
No, it wasn't Violet.
It was-
Violet was the.
Nope.
Vic-
Vivian.
Violet's the
Victoria.
Newborn.
Yeah, Victoria, I think it was.
Victoria is
Yeah, the wolf. Yes. Anyways. The
LA.
I retract my claws
okay.
as we're getting ready to walk out of the alleyway.
Okay. You do so, of course. You see the delegation there from Atlantis is present, and she
I usher
looks at
him
the
on
club.
in.
The bouncer, of course, graciously opens the deal, looking about quite nervously because it's not every night that you have gunshots happening here. And people have started to come back and actually, kind of approach the scene, although you do hear the sirens of police coming. Jesus Christ. We have sound effects for the wolves chasing the assassin.
That poor assassin's got nothing for it.
Oh my God.
It's an all-out brawl.
Alright, the sound effects are coming at the cost of dog food. So, Ellie, leave her be.
Come here, El.
Alright, so as she enters, she looks up at the stage, she goes, "Of course." And you see Steele, and he's just jamming out to some grunge metal sound. He goes, "Oh yeah! We've got the Queen of the White Tower here tonight, guys!" And he points to her, and she just like shakes her head, like,
I make the comment to Camille. I'm like, I just assumed you knew he was here, considering you were coming.
And she goes, and she says, his life might be in danger tonight.
From her.
Oh, dear Lord.
Please no. He brings in too much money.
I'll take it as a favor. She nods. As the crowd is obviously enjoying the music. It's going off, and there's some sounds that you've heard potentially on the radio at one point or another, just as cars pass by the shop at night and that sort of thing. You've actually heard this particular song on the radios, just kind of over the air and that sort of thing. And also Eddie Zimmerman, when nobody's listening, when nobody's paying attention, plays it. Up to the well, and she just glares back at Steele as she kind of enters, and he's like, "Shit." You hear him say in the middle of the song, it's like he knows he's he's singing proud and loud, but you can tell there's kind of a muted undertone now, like he knows he's in a little bit of trouble. You end up going up to the VIP lounge because she would not be seen anywhere else. And she goes, "More about what happened outside?" And the music is muted considerably up here. She goes, "Could you tell me more about what's going on? Happened outside?"
I really don't know. Like I said, I played Prince in Former City. He was a terrible player, and I took him for quite a bit, and he thought I swindled him, and so he's got his. And that's why I left to get away from him.
Which city was this?
Well, this was what was it, Phoenix?
Phantom City.
Phantom City.
Yeah, New Mexico.
Yeah, that was close.
Because we never played a city that's actually got an actual real name to it, right? And she nods and she goes to her the almost ebony guy, the guy who is like almost supernaturally black. "Kaiser." And he walks up, he goes, "Yes." "Could you call your Banu Hakim brothers and tell them that that the blood hunt on this one is done?" And she proceeds to get on a phone. She actually goes over and picks up a landline behind the bar. The bartender looks quite shocked that this woman's just walked behind the bar, but she does it with such authority that it's just like, "Okay," and you're not doing anything about it. So she's just like, "Okay." She goes, "I want to make a long distance call, sir, if it's okay."
Have fun.
And she dials some numbers. You hear on the other end of the phone, kind of this like blah blah, because you know it's just a little bit off. She goes, "This is Camille LeBlanc, Archon Camille LeBlanc."
Yeah,
I have this guy,
what, Jack?
Jack, hers. Do you happen to know him? He goes, I'm going to call a Banu Hakim assassin to take you out if anything happens to him. His name is Kaiser Sose. And she hangs up and she goes, "I think your problem's going to be potentially better after this."
Thank you.
And she goes, "Just remember, you owe me a favor now."
currency of vampires.
She proceeds to sit in your favorite corner, as if she knew exactly where to go.
Well, it is the best corner in the place.
Liquid Bueno goes over and grabs the guy with the pink Trahawk, who, you've heard Liquid, him being called Liquid at one point or another. He goes over to the bar and he goes, "Hey, you happen to drink while you're working, do you?" And he proceeds to chat to the bartender, who's trying to be very good and say, "We don't drink in this bar."
Does this bar have like normal stuff like sink and stuff?
I'm sure it does.
Okay.
Like
'cause- Well, I'm gonna clean up a little bit.
Oh yeah, he has a personal.
So,
Yeah, this is where you guys live, basically. So,
Mhm.
yeah. He take a few minutes to go down. She situates herself. Her retinue kind of situates
No, I was just
themselves.
thinking if it's a bar and stuff like that, I can
Yeah.
just use like towels and sink and stuff on the
Oh yeah. And you could also even heal. Take a rouse check to see if you would like to heal your wound. Or your wounds. I think you took 2.
Yeah. 10. Why am I getting 10s all the time with my rouse checks?
And then one more if
I
you
am-
want to heal both. Go ahead.
I am standing close. I am
7.
kind of
You're good.
I'm the like awestruck child who is seeing, the characters of her bedtime stories in real life.
Yes, you just found out that trolls are real.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm kind of saying, and on top of that, there's another level of anxiety and nervousness, as I am perhaps the only one in the room who really understands, what the ranks of these people are.
Yes.
From an occult and Camarilla perspective.
And Michael Velkin has not truly acknowledged you as of yet.
Yes, and per what happened in the warehouse, I'm
Yeah.
patiently waiting.
Yes.
Well, as patiently as I can. Let's put it that way.
So Camille sits down and she goes, "Please have your coterie sit with us."
I usher them all over.
I
And
hop
you
into
managed to clean up
really
and-
quick. With
Um,
exuberance and excitement.
Yes, and Valken, and of course the other 2, Liquid Bueno and Kaiser, kind of form a bodyguard. Kind of a retinue, just making sure that no one's looking out, that sort of thing.
Okay, sitting there going.
And she says, "So, Maximilian didn't do you any favors tonight.
I realize this.
You've now got the biggest target in town. On my way here, I'm going to do my best to help ensure that you don't find your final nights quickly.
I appreciate that.
In return, this is what I'm expecting. I have a vision, and this is the reason I made it to Archon, that I envision the city to be run like Carthage. That is that all clans live under the same roof, live within a level of peace that they respect each other at. And furthermore, as you can tell, I have a retinue of very large pals, we'll say. It's possible to run with Kindred and Werewolf.
Thought it was interesting, but I see it works.
And she says, right now I have the city under control of the head werewolf. He is currently commanding the kindred in the city as well. It's that level of trust I have in these fellows that are with me. Not to say that it's always in harmony. But here's the thing. I don't trust Anipe. I've heard about her, and and ultimately I want you to heed her wishes with great weight, because Maximilian has a lot of faith in her. In doing so, you also have the power of being a emissary between the Camarilla and the Anarchs in town. And you may, and I'd like to see you garner some support within the local werewolves. You can do this with or without the prince's help, should he remain the prince. But in order to do so, you're going to have to go after a corporation named Pentex. This organization has been infiltrating cities and is dead set on corruption. The wolves are fighting a losing battle, and if you can help be an agent against them, against Pentex, you'll be an excellent candidate to bring them on board. If you have anybody who knows a werewolf in town that's on at least speaking terms, perhaps they may be of assistance.
Okay.
Whispering coming from the screen.
I know, I hear it. Just say it. And she says to you that that is my belief, that if Pentex is to win, Gehenna is to follow very quickly. The times are nigh. It is quite prevalent that things are happening in the city that we aren't comfortable with.
What kind of corporation is Pentex?
Pentex is primarily an oil organization.
Ah.
Now, I've done my research on you. You've not been corrupted. The corporation has not been corrupted by it. It has recently shifted to more ethical means of gaining energy. Wind, solar. I've looked at your business portfolio.
I appreciate the interest.
She nods. She goes, Maximilian filled me in before I showed up. And Skunk only further helped with the research. She goes, oh. And she looks at Michael Valken, and he's just kind of smiling a little bit. Oh, yeah, you guys call him Mighty Mouse. She nods her head like...
Oh, Mighty Mouse.
She goes, well, I'm here. I want to embed some people into town. I want to do research. Now, keep in mind, you guys are not immune to the research. I'm going to be doing my best to find out the best about you two. However, my goal is simple. Keep in contact. Make sure the city doesn't go to hell. Keep the prince in check. And ultimately, get rid of Pentex. Your first step may be to get the wolves behind you, because you're going to have a target on your back, and it's always nice to have some muscle. I'll tell you that your friends do well. I saw a video. I saw a video, and I saw a video of some of the shots that your friends do.
I do value them as coterie members.
And she looks around and she goes,
I sarcastically go, he does love us.
and so, go ahead. you hear the music downstairs, and Steele's going, "We're gonna take a short 15-minute break." And he hangs up and puts a microphone down. You hear it going on, and the house music starts playing some Alice in Chains in the background. Not too far off from what Steele's playing. He plays a little harder than that, but you hear that kind of genre of music playing in the background. The grunge, 90s grunge, twinge metal, that sort of stuff. And he comes up. "Hey, guys!" "Prince?" She goes, "Steele, if you call me out like that again, it'll be the final death of you." He goes, "You know I'm a risk taker, right?" And she gives him a glare and goes, okay, never mind.
Not that much of a risk. Not that much of a risk.
And he goes, "Yeah, sorry about that. Well, so that thing you asked about, I haven't found any other breach of the masquerade tonight, but, you know, if maybe someone has some evidence, if you guys hear anything about it." She was the one asking. I just couldn't tell you because it's a surprise that she was going to show up.
Okay.
At that, does anybody want to pipe in? Josiah?
Yes. Well, I believe I might have a couple of a nice breach you might want to take a look at. And I go ahead and pull up the video.
Okay. And she watches it. And she goes, "Fine. Since you've been instrumental in providing this place and will serve as kind of a location on which I can commandeer for a moment, for my purposes as a command center, when needed," she says, "I'm going to go ahead and do this." What's his name?
Felipe.
"From this night on, as a personal favor from Camille LeBlanc, Felipe is considered under blood hunt." And she proceeds to write a letter, or write a note on there, and then sign it. And she signs it with her own blood and hands it to you.
Why, thank you very much, and I know that I'm not the only one who will thank you for this. We have another unfortunate soul who happened to get across on his bad side.
And she nods, and she goes, "I believe what I heard from that being Grell tonight.
Yeah.
We'll require some proof, but I also fear about that by replacing Eduardo entirely, that it'll cause more pain and more danger than not, than leaving him in his place. So maybe we just put him in his place and give a good reference for anything to happen here, that there are people that are looking over your shoulders to protect the will and the way of my Archonship."
I can
And-
get behind that.
At this time, Valken kind of raises his hand, almost meekly, you notice. And Camille goes, "Magister?" He goes, "Prince, this is my cousin. Or this is my niece. From long ago." And she goes, "Oh, the reason for your burden." "Yes." She goes, "Very well. I'm not one to separate family." And she nods. You two can chat privately if you'd like.
I'm like,
At this point, Valken kind of looks like he's lost a couple of tons of pressure on his shoulders, and he stands up and he goes over and gives you a big hug.
I give him one right back.
I'm surprised she didn't spring out of her chair. The minute she
I say he really doesn't quite get to me before I'm out of the chair and in his arms as well.
And he goes, so what's and so he takes you to a private booth on another section there, just not too far away.
I have so many questions.
I understand. Have you been following the book?
I have been studying it religiously.
Have you uncovered the puzzle?
I feel like I'm almost there, but I have yet to quite crack the code.
And he smiles and he says, well, on that note, sometimes to forge new paths, you have to burn the things you love most. Build new connections, build new bridges. Like the veritable phoenix.
Do I just simply have to burn the book? How would you think that I would ever be able to do that, Uncle? It was from you.
And he smiles and he goes, I sacrificed to get you the book. You'd have to sacrifice to find its true cause. He says, let's go. Does this place have a private area?
Does
Actually-
it? I say I don't usually hang out here. I usually hang at either my house or at the Chantry with Mystique.
He nods. He says, well, follow me. And he leads you out to the back of the bar. Through the exit, you see a couple of hobos over there, hunkered over. They've started a trash fire. They're just kind of warming their hands by it. He looks at them and he goes, get out of here. And these two rough individuals who have seen the sadder parts of life flee. And he says, now first, I want you to, here we go. Pardon me. Let's see. First, I want you to take the book and drop it in the fire.
It takes me a minute. I have to break myself from it. But I do reverently drop it into the fire.
Okay. And as you kind of reach over the fire to drop it in, you feel that same fear that all kindred feel as they're nearing a fire. Give me a composure plus resolve.
Two.
You manage to. It's a. You may want to burn a willpower.
I will.
I mean, those 2 ones are kind of glaring at me.
Hey, ones don't matter as long as you get successes. That's how it's supposed to work.
So just need you to re-roll a 2 if you're burning the willpower. Otherwise, you can succeed at a cost.
No, I'll burn. I did burn the willpower. Go. There it goes. Thank you. I got 2 10s.
Okay. You hesitate at first. The fires are hot, damaging. You drop the book in. It quickly ignites. You pull your hand back. And Michael looks at you and goes, now reach in. And pull from the ashes the note.
I psych myself up.
You find that you have absolutely no fear of the fire anymore.
Okay.
You reach in. It burns. You're going to take a point of aggravated damage.
Hey.
But you don't have the vampiric fear, the fear of death that it causes as you reach in. And you find yourself holding a smaller version of it. It's like the pages burned away to reveal a smaller tome. A smaller set of loose leaves. And these are the rituals for the lure of flames. And I will get you level 1 here soon. It's dampen the fear, which makes it so you can ignore fire. The damage of it.
Okay.
And he smiles. He goes, you're on the next step. Bless you.
Yeah, bless you. Holy crap.
And then he,
I quickly give him another big hug and tell him thank you for everything.
and he
is-
smiles. And he's like, it's good, little niece. And he goes, and he shakes your, pats your head, and he goes, so how about we go upstairs, little Mikey? Let's go. And rejoin our friends, and we'll catch up.
Love it. I'm like reading. I'm reading the rituals as we walk up. I'm like,
Yes, as you and you see that there are certain things they can learn, like how to cause fire in someone's blood, and another ritual that lets you basically do what Valken can do, which is to cause fire on your hands and that sort of thing.
yeah,
The
manipulate.
Bug Bunny thing.
Yes. You arrive upstairs. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to ask the delegation?
Nope, I'm good.
I have all kinds of questions related to what I know, but at the same time, part of me in the back of my head is going, it's probably best if I don't say anything. So I'm not going to. I mean, I'm going to talk. I mean, obviously we're discussing and we're talking and I want to hear stories of, you know, of Michael's early days and really any of them, just you know, Camille or you know anything of the early days. But I try my best to not let on that I know some of the stuff they're talking about.
We kind of asked for some stories and stuff, you know, some minor stories, whatever. Michael's just like, kind of not necessarily sharing as much because of, you know, just like maybe a hint of shyness on it about it, you know, just like how he didn't intend to be the vampire and that sort of thing, and you know that, you know, it was not in his plans. He was going to be a mage that had great vampire friends, that kind of thing, and then he lost a choice. He didn't go into the secrets until Liquid Bueno comes down and talks about a certain situation the night that Valken garnered their attention, where he was to be sacrificed and become one of the people fed upon, and he burned out a whole bunch of kindred. And Valken seems quite embarrassed about it.
I am the awestruck niece the entire time. Just
Yeah.
like.
And this is kind of the situation you see where Valken's looking like the embarrassed uncle that like just had something told of him that is super embarrassing and upsetting. We'll continue on. Anybody else for the night?
No, I don't have anything.
Okay.
No.
If not, this is a good place to stop. We've kind of gotten to the point where we've established all the dark secrets, the things that are going to happen tonight, and the big turn of events, which includes our coterie mate here becoming a primogen overnight.
We definitely celebrating that tonight.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
They do find some girls downstairs that are quite amenable to drinking lots of beverages and things. And there's a drunken fanfare that's had. With that, we'll go ahead and close the night out, and we'll go ahead and end stream. Thank you.